right, you guys, welcome to I've Got That on Vinyl, the podcast. And what I wanted to do was to drop just a short little introduction as to what this show is, what we're going to be doing, so that you know what you're getting yourself into, and kind of an explanation of where it came from. I'm Scott Coomer, and I'm going to be your host. I have been a podcaster for about 10 years in a different realm. I've been doing a running podcast, and I've recently gotten into vinyl. I've always been a music person. I've always been a music buff. Love talking about music. I've been on other music podcasts as well. But recently, I've started to buy vinyl records and accumulate them and learn everything related to them and meet other people that are into them. And I decided what I'd really like to do is start a podcast for me and my friends to talk about our vinyl record collections. And the central premise of the show is, what is an essential vinyl record? And the way that we're going to figure that out is that we're going to have panels of 4 who are going to discuss 2 records every show, each submitted by either me or another panelist. So we'll have 2 people submitting records, 2 people that are kind of just panelists that are just, we'll call them neutrals for sake of a better argument. And the 4 of us are going to discuss the 2 records per show, rating each track, talking about the background of the record, the physical record, our experiences with the record, things like that. And then at the end of it, we're going to rate the record as a whole, and we're going to argue about whether or not we think it's essential to any vinyl collection. At the same time, I'm making these, we'll call them forms, Google Forms, where you can do your own rating and reviewing of the record. So if you go in the Google form, it'll have each track. You get to rate it 1 through 5 and put any comments you want. You don't have to answer all the questions. You don't have to rate every single track. You can just put in a few comments here and there, or you can go through the whole thing. But those forms spit out into a report for me. And while we're doing the show, I'm looking at the data that you guys have given us and the math, all the scores and the average score for the album, the average score for the track, all the different comments on the track, which may or may not come into the show and play a part of the show as well. And those forms are going to last forever. So whereas the shows that we're recording today, maybe we get done with the show and we say it's not an essential album, it's only a 3 out of 5, and only 2 of us really like it and the other 2 don't. Well, in 10 years, when all the people keep filling out these forms, it might move up. So those forms are going to stay with the episode and stay on the website forever, and anybody that wants to fill them out can. And all the forms are is just a way for you to get involved and for us to get more people's opinions to factor in with what we're saying, just to make sure we're not crazy. And I'll have all kinds of people on, and even you can come on. Anybody that you want can come on. And if you have an album you want to say is essential, come on and argue it. And the only requirement is if you're going to come on and say this is an essential album, you should own the physical record. Okay. And, but if you want to be a panelist, you could just be a music buff. You don't have to have a single vinyl record, and you can come on and just share your thoughts and talk about music. I like debating it. I like arguing about it. I like everything about talking about music, and I like vinyl people. Vinyl people are the best people. That we bring this up a lot in the show, but every time I go to a vinyl record store and I stack up my pile of everything from Black Flag to Captain and Tennille to Dave Brubeck to some pop music, the guy behind the counter, they never look at me in a judging and mean way. They just look up and they're like, let's see what you're into. And I love that. Anyway, so what we're going to do is 2 albums a show. It's going to be about 90 minutes a show. If you want to come on the show, you can email us at it's igtovpod@gmail.com, where we have a Facebook group you can join, and that's where I'm posting a lot of these forms for you to fill out. It's I've Got That on Vinyl on Facebook. And then we're on Twitter, igtovpod, and we're on Instagram, igtovpodcast. Reach out, talk to us, and come on the show and get involved. This is just a passion project. I just like talking about music. I hope you do too. And it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I also have some ideas for some different kind of shows too, like Best $5 Album, or Best Album None of You have ever heard of before, or Worst Album in my collection, all kinds of things. So stick around. I think it's going to be fun. And if it isn't, well, then this will be a short experiment, but I'm hoping that this will catch on, and I'm hoping that it will form a community. So we'll see you on episode 1, which is Rumors and Blondie parallel lines.
Hallelujah, I'm ready. I can hear the voices singing soft and low. Hallelujah, I'm ready. Hallelujah, I'm ready to go. Hallelujah, I'm ready. I can hear the voices singing soft and low. Hallelujah, I'm ready.